It's a targeted investigation we first brought you last night at 11, uncovering a dangerous growing trend of swatting that's reared its head in West Michigan. It started in North Carolina when a 14-year-old boy tried to friend a 13-year-old girl online. She said no, but she did use her full name as her Skype username, and he was able to trace her computer and find her mother's home address. Then he made a bogus 911 call about a hostage situation going on at that home, and a SWAT team showed up where a Lowell pastor now lives. The 14-year-old boy was arrested, but it's a dangerous prank that could happen to anyone. And this morning we're joined with Detective Prevette from Michigan State Police. And thanks for joining us. I hadn't heard much about this until Steve Kelso aired that story. It's scary. Can you kind of explain what swatting is?
Sure. Swatting is the false report of a critical incident with the attempt to get a SWAT team or a emergency services team deployed at a residence at an unsuspecting victim's house.
And you were just saying before we came back here from break that this has happened in a lot of celebrities' homes, but not really local until this case.
That's correct. Yeah, about 2008 is when it popped up and started, and this is really the first that I'm aware of that occurred in the local area.
So what can people do to protect themselves from this happening?
Right. It's a keep it simple type of attitude. You want to protect yourself online. You wouldn't walk out and give your driver's license to somebody on the street. So you want to protect your identity. Don't use your real name for social networking. Keep your computer in the open at the house. That includes laptops, gaming devices. Don't just lock them in your kid's room and let them have access to them. Keep them in the open. And treat somebody online as you would in the real world. That includes postings, acting out, saying things that you shouldn't really be saying, because those things can come back and aren't the appropriate way to be acting online.
Yeah, and so a lot of this is happening with strangers, it sounds like. Strangers through cyber world. It's not a lot of friends and friends or pranks like that. It's a lot of strangers, right?
That's correct. People that you think you know, who you don't really know, that you meet online, and before you know it, this could occur to anybody.
And what are police doing? I know you guys investigate these things as you're on the way to a scene. What can you do to make sure these calls are legitimate?
Sure. It all begins really with central dispatch or a dispatch center. We want to know as law enforcement when we're going to a scene what exactly is going on at that residence, who we're dealing with, and central dispatch can do a background, get us information, prior calls, things like that. We obviously don't want to go to a situation that'd be a false report like this and have people very upset and worried. So we always want to try to make contact with them when we're going to a house to find out exactly what is going on.
Have you kind of changed what you're doing since swatting's become more prevalent?
We still use officer safety when we go to a house. We're going to do things as we normally do, but at the same time, with this now starting to trend and occur, we're going to be very careful when we go to these residences.
Okay, and really quick, where can people go to get more information about this? There's a lot of information out there on the internet.
There is. If anybody has any questions, concerns, they can go to michiginicac.com and we can help them out, answer any questions that they may have. Okay,
great. And we'll have that link posted for you at woodtv.com, as well as Steve Kelso's piece, which is a great piece if you haven't seen it yet, on swatting.